Hello everybody, I'm Alex the Handyman, and today we're going to talk about 25 things you should know about a receptacle or outlet. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. So we're going to start with number one. And number one, this is not an outlet, this is a receptacle. An outlet, it could be anything, pretty much anything where you can take power from. So it could be like a smoke detector. Outlet is where you get the power for the smoke detector, or an alarm. So the proper name is receptacle. You can call it a receptacle outlet, and that's fine. Number two, we have residential receptacles and commercial receptacles. Residential receptacles are 75 cents, 50 cents, but they are poorly made. They're okay though, they are okay for your house, but a commercial one, it's built stronger, better materials, it would last way longer than the residential. So I strongly suggest you to get the more expensive ones. They're about $1.50 versus 75 cents. But it's worth it. Get the commercial grade for your house. Number three. And I think one of the most important points of this presentation is this, the two-prong outlet. If you have this at home, two-prong outlet, it doesn't have a ground. Like here, this is the ground. These are the least safe receptacle there is. So if you have this at home, I would suggest you to replace it for these. And let me tell you why. This doesn't have a ground terminal. And let me explain to you what a ground is. This is the ground, and the ground is connected with the strap, and the strap is connected to the mud ring, and the mud ring is connected to the box, and the box is connected to the conduit, and the conduit goes all the way to the breaker box, and from the breaker box there's a wire, a thick wire that goes to ground. So if there is a problem with the outlet, the power is going to travel where there is least resistance, so it's going to be this wire. Because you're gonna do this, if you have a Romex like this, the bare wire is connected to the green screw, and if there is something wrong with the appliance, the power is gonna go here through the wire all the way to the ground and not through your body. If you have the conduit, you can connect the bare wire there, but the actual grounding system is the actual metal of the conduit. So number four, the brass screw, it's for the positive, for the hot wire. The silver screw is for the neutral white wire, and the green screw is for the bare ground wire. Number five, when you wire an outlet, you have to make a loop, and then you're going to place it in the screw, and remember, black with brass, and then you're going to loop it with the wire going clockwise, and then you're going to use your pliers and then get it tighter, and then you're going to go clockwise to get it tighter. When you do that, the wire is going to hide inside, tuck inside, and then it's going to be a very strong connection. When you do the opposite, when you go like that and then try to tighten it, this wire is going to try to get out of the screw, and it might be a loose, a poor connection. So number six, and very important, most duplex receptacles have this connected tab. If you see here, this tab is connecting this screw with the other screw, and even though you have the wire only on one place, the other receptacle has power too. So let me show you right now. There is continuity on both receptacles. But if we break this tab, so the way you break it is you're gonna grab it here with some needle nose pliers, and then you're gonna try to break it. So now, as you could see, we broke the tab, so this screw is not communicating with this one. And this is important because we could do two different things. We could have two different power sources. We could do one breaker on this line and another breaker on this line. Or you could use same breaker, same power source, but if you break the tab, you can control this with a switch. And there's a video, I have a video on that. Or and you can have this always on, so you can plug a lamp. Number 7, there is a special screwdriver like this for the receptacles. So if you notice, the receptacle screws, they have a flat and a Phillips at the same time. So you could use either or, but there is a screwdriver that I already have both. And if you see the shape of it, it's gonna fit perfect. So it's always better to use this guy, and you're gonna have 100% full power, so it's gonna work better. Number 8, the yoke of the strap, the metal strap. So this strap you see here is very important because it's part of the grounding system. If you notice here, the brace goes all the way here and is connected to the ground. And as I show you here, you know, everything metal is connected and it's part of the grounding system. So this is grounded. Everything you see metal, it's grounded because everything is interconnected. On the cheaper one, there's a small metal strap inside. You don't see it here, but it's right here. So when you screw your receptacle into the metal box, the screw is gonna make contact metal to metal, and that's part of the grounding. Number 9, if you see the receptacle, it has 3 prongs. The one on the right is smaller. The smaller is the positive side, and the larger one, the bigger one, is the neutral, the negative side. And I'm gonna tell you later why this is important. Number 10, this is a 15 amp, 120 volts receptacle. Number 11, this is a 120 volt, 20 amp. So how do I know? Because of the T on the negative side of the neutral of the outlet. The 15 amp does not have it, and the 20 amp, it has the T on the neutral. So you should know just by looking at an outlet the voltage and the amperage. And number 12, and then we have this outlet. Sorry, I couldn't get the real thing, but this is 240 volts. So each one of these are hot. It was 120 and 120, and this is the ground. So that's 240 volts, 15 amp. Number 13, this is 240 volt, 20 amp, because it has both like that plus the T. Here we have it. That's 120, 15 amp, 120, 20 amp, 240, 15 amp, and 240, 20 amps. So when you see any of these guys, you should know what's what. Number 14, tamper resistant receptacles. As you could see, you could not see through these slots because it's protected with a spring-loaded wall that if you push one prong by itself is not going to push through. You need to put both or three prongs at the same time, like with a plug, and then that protection releases, and it allows you to go in with your receptacle to protect our children so they don't poke it with a metal thing and then they get electrocuted. So this is for safety, and nowadays it's becoming more code to have all receptacles tamper resistant. Number 15 is the quick connection. There's the cheaper outlets have the quick connection system. Some commercial ones do too, but this is the backstabbing or quick connection. These holes are meant so you push quick connect the wire, and this is a wire 14, and then you just push it, and then that makes the connection. But I don't suggest you do that. This is a poorly way to connect it, because see, when you put it inside it moves, and then it's not a positive connection. When it moves around, you know, eventually it's gonna come out. Number 16 is a better way to do it. It's behind the wall. There is a wall here. If you see here, there is a wall behind the screw, and you can put it in, and then you can get it tight. And this is a better way to do a quick connection. And see, it's more of a positive connection. I always do and go around the screw, loop it around the screw and tighten it. It's a better way to do it, but this is okay. Number 17, single dedicated receptacle. This is meant in places where you don't want anything else to be connected, where one breaker is just dedicated to this. It could be a sump pump, it could be a microwave, it could be a machinery where you don't want anything else to be connected with that, because you need you want the whole 20 amps, the whole 50 amps for that particular piece of equipment. Number 18, GFCI, Ground Fault Circuit Interrupter. This receptacle will save your life. Especially when it's water related, when there's water around, like these are required in your kitchen, in your bathroom, in your laundry rooms, in your garages, and there's some other places, but this would save your life. This is a GFCI, and if it sends a fault, it would trip it, and instead of electricity traveling through your body, it disables this and stops the current flow. Number 19, AFCI Arc Fault Circuit Interrupter. These are designed to recognize dangerous arcing in your wiring and stops the flow immediately. And these are designed, originally they were designed to go in bedrooms. So the arcing is when electricity travels to another point by arcing, and to avoid that, this detects that and stops the flow and stops possible fires. Originally it was just for bedrooms, but now they want them pretty much everywhere. Number 20, the receptacle has 2 screws, and the screw size is 6/32. It's important because if you need more screws, you have to get a 6/32. And if you're a maintenance man, or if you work with outlets a lot, get a kit, 6/32 screws, and it has different sizes. Number 21, the receptacle has these ears on either side, and they help to hold the receptacle, so the receptacle this goes against the drywall, but also you can break them and you can use them as washers. And what you could do is you break the other 2, and then they use them as spacers if your receptacle is too loose inside the box. But even though that works nice, there's another device. These are spacers, and you can break them and put as many as you need to make spacers. So these work the same way, and then you click them together, and you could use 2, 3 or more. It depends of how much space you have in between your outlet and your box. Number 22, receptacles wired in series. This is not a good practice, but you want to see them everywhere. And let me show you how they are wired so you can learn to spot them. So the power source, this is the positive wire, and then it goes, the hot wire goes to the hot side of the receptacle, and then our neutral wire is going to go to the neutral side of the receptacle, and then from the other side of the same receptacle, the neutral is going to go to the neutral to the other receptacle that it might be on the other side of the room, and then our positive, our hot wire goes to the hot, and then from here it does the same, it goes to the other side. We go like that, and our neutral goes to the neutral side. Number 23, receptacles wired in parallel, which is the better way to do it. So we have a power source, and then we're going to go to a pigtail, and then from the pigtail we're going to feed our positive side. Remember, it's the smaller prong, and then from the pigtail it's going to go to the next receptacle, but it's going to go to a wire nut, and then from there it's going to go to our hot side of the receptacle, and then from the wire nut is going to go to the next one, and on the next one, since it's the last one, we don't need a wire nut. And now let's do the neutral side. So we're going to go this is our neutral side. We're going to go to the pigtail first, and then from the pigtail we're going to go to the negative side of the outlet, and then from the same pigtail, from the same wire nut, we're going to go to the other side and go to the wire nut first. From the wire nut it's going to go to the neutral side, and from the wire nut it's going to go to the next receptacle. And since this is the last receptacle, we don't need a wire nut. So parallel, good. Series, not good. Still works, still okay, but not efficient. Number 24, horizontal installation of receptacles. Is it to the ground to the left or the ground to the right? Although the NEC 2021 doesn't specify one right way to do it, here in Chicago I've seen it all the time. This is what they call right. So 99.9% of the receptacles I see that I installed goes to the right. Say here, this is a box and the ground is to the right. That means that if you remember what I told you about the positive side, is the small slot, the smaller slot, the positive wire is on top, and if this mud ring would fall because it wasn't as properly screwed here, it would fall onto the bare screws, and that would create a short. So number 25, when your outlet is up and down, how do you connect the ground? Going down or going up? So again, the NEC doesn't specify if it's up or down. In the down position, when you plug it, you have, and if it's not plugged all the way, the two blades are exposed. So if metal were to fall, it'll make a short. Or if kids would be playing with a metal, all metal toy or whatever, it will not be safe. Rather than if you turn it upside down with the prong up, it kind of protects us from that. Since the ground is there, if something falls, nothing would happen like that. What do you do? How do you connect them? Let me know in the comments. If you're a professional, if you go when it's horizontal to the right, it's to the left, or upside down, up or down. I would love to hear how do you guys do it. Number 26. I said 25, you get one more. So number 26, always tape the receptacle. That way you protect all the terminals from, if it touches another wire, we don't create a short. And if the receptacle moves inside the box, it's protected. So always, at least 2 turns, always tape your receptacle. Look at that mess. So that's it, guys, for today. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the end, if you did. Please like and subscribe. More people can benefit from this video. Thank you so much.